How you doing, pre-cal? This is the first video of the year, and well, we're going to go over some basics. Again, the reason why we have this video is so that when you go home and you're working on your homework, you can just watch this over and over to help you out if you're not, if you forget how to do it from class. So we're going over the same examples that we did in class. So right now we're going to talk about slope-intercept, standard form, point slope, different equations of lines. So we're going to look at our first one here. It says find the slope and the y-intercept. Now, the way we find slope and y-intercept is if we can get it into slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, again, slope-intercept form, then we could figure out what our slope and y-intercept are. This right here is called standard form. Okay? So, what we're going to do is first, we need to get y by itself. So we're going to move the 3x. So minus 3x. So we have 4y equals, now again, these are not like terms, so you cannot combine those. It's just a negative 3x plus 12. Lastly, we get y by itself by dividing everything by 4. Don't do the whole where you put it all under the entire side when you divide by 4. Put it under each term now that we're dealing with equations of lines. So y equals negative 3/4 x plus 12 divided by 4 is 3. Now this is in slope-intercept form. So slope being m, so our slope is negative 3/4, and b is our y-intercept. So b is equal to 3. So now we have our slope, now we have our y-intercept. Again, you always have to ask what is the directions asking you to find. Slope, y-intercept for this problem. So there you have it. Now there's another type of problem. I'm going to keep the same directions, find slope and the y-intercept, except this one that we did says 2 times x plus 3 minus 4 times y minus 1 is equal to 5. Now this is not in standard form, nor is it in point slope form, nor is it in slope-intercept form. It's just a regular equation with x and y involved. But again, the same idea is we want to get y by itself. So in this case, I would distribute. So I get 2x plus 6. Distribute the negative 4, so it's negative 4y. Negative 4 times negative 1 is a positive 4, equals 5. I'm going to go ahead and combine these like terms. So you get 2x minus 4y, 6 plus 4 is 10. Now to get y by itself, we want to move the 2x and the 10 to that side. So we subtract the 2x. So we get negative 2x. Subtract the 10. So 5 minus 10 is negative 5. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too confusing. So those cancel out. So we're left with negative 4y is equal to negative 2x minus 5. And lastly, get the y by itself by dividing each thing by negative 4. So y is equal to positive, negative over negative is positive. We like to reduce if we can. 1/2 x plus 5/4. So in this case, it's finally in slope-intercept form, so we can say our slope is 1/2, our intercept, our y-intercept is 5/4. Okay, so that's how we do it. This would be your answer right here. Slope and y-intercept. So good luck with those type of problems. And again, watch the video as many times as you need. If it helps, if you still have more questions, please talk to me at school. So that's our first example. Alright, so for our second example, it says find the slope between 2 points. And so again, doesn't take much work. We're just finding the slope between 2 points. So the first one that we did was 2, 7. That's 1 point. The other one is negative 1, 3. Okay? So if we're just finding slope, which is m, okay, put over here, m, it's rise over run, or the formula we use is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? Remember, y's always go on top when you're looking for slope. So we could label this x1, y1, x2, y2, saying first point, second point. So in this case, we have 3 y2 minus y1, 3 minus 7, over negative 1 minus 2. Remember, if you're going to start with the 3 on top, this y value, you have to start with the negative 1 on bottom. Okay? You could have started with the 7 on top. Just make sure if you do that, you have to start with the 2 on bottom. Okay? So now we have 3 minus 7 is negative 4. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. And always reduce if you can. In this case, those get canceled out. So your slope is positive 4/3. Okay? So that's how you find slope between 2 points. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's do one more, just for a little more practice here. The other one is negative 1/4 and negative 2, 2. So we can do 4 minus 2, okay? y2 minus y1 over x2, negative 1. But always watch out with the negatives, because we have a negative 1 minus a negative 2. Minus a negative 2. So up top we have 4 minus 2, which is 2. But here, since it's minus a negative, those become a plus. So negative 1 plus 2, which is 1. 2 over 1 reduces to 2. So your slope is 2. So this would be how you find slope between 2 points. Please memorize that. It's very important that you get that down. Very important. We're going to be using that a lot. So this is how you find slope between 2 points. Alright, so for our next example, you're asked to find the equation of the line with a given point and slope. Now if it ever asks for the equation of a line, it just says find the equation of a line, assume that it's talking about slope-intercept. Okay? So we need to get it y equals mx plus b. Well, we have our slope, we have a point. If you have a slope and a point, you can put it into point-slope form, which is y minus y1 equals our slope times x minus x1. Again, this is playing the role of x1, y1. Let's plug exactly into that formula. So we have y minus y1, which is 1, is equal to our slope, which is 2, times x minus x1, which is 3. Okay? So this is what we call point-slope form. Okay? So now, we're going to distribute the 2. Y minus 1 is equal to 2x minus 6. And lastly, to get y by itself, we just add 1. So you get y equals 2x minus 5. And there you have it. This is the equation of a line that has a slope of 2 and it crosses through the point 3, 1. So again, to find the equation of a line with a point and a slope, put it in the point slope, and then get y by itself. Okay? Simple as that. So good luck with that. Alright, so the next example that we have, the directions are find the equation of a line that crosses through 2 given points. So all we're given is 2 points, 2, 7, negative 1, 3. So I'm using the same information from when we had just to find the slope. So when we found the slope, if you recall, it was 4/3. I'm not going to do the work right now since we already did it. Remember, this is the info from the previous example. Our slope is 4/3. Okay? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now what we can do is we have a slope and we have 2 points. We need to eventually put it into the equation of a line. We need to eventually put it into slope-intercept. But if we have a point, we have a slope, we can put it into point-slope. Does it matter which one you choose? No. Just choose one set. So I'm going to choose this one for this example. So I do y minus y1, which is 3, equals my slope times x minus x1, which is negative 1. Okay? So in this case, I can take this x minus a negative 1 and change it into x plus 1. Because you have the minus and negative, becomes plus. So now what I'm going to do is distribute. So I have y minus 3 is equal to 4/3 x plus 4/3. Okay? Add 3. So that cancels out. So I have y equals 4/3 x. Now, these they don't have the same denominator, so you have to get them to be the same. So again, common denominator here would be 3. So we need to change this fraction. So to represent 3 in terms of thirds, we could change this to be 9/3. Okay? Same thing as 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Now we could take 4/3 plus 9/3 equals positive 13/3. And now we have the equation of a line all set up, and there you have it. Again, find the slope between 2 points, which we already did. Plug it into point slope by using the slope and either this set of points or that set of points. If you do it correctly, you'll get the same answer. From there we distribute, get y by itself. Okay? And if you need more help with the changing fractions to a common denominator, just talk to me. That's cool. Alright, so there you have it. One more example. Alright, so I can't even talk. So for our last example, we are going to talk about parallel and perpendicular lines. Now the only thing you really need to know about parallel and perpendicular lines, if we're trying to figure out if they're parallel or perpendicular, is the slope. That's all that matters. In order for two lines to be parallel, they need to have the same exact slope. They could have different y-intercepts, but the same slope. So we're given two sets of points here. We have AB and then CD. So we're going to figure out if the line that crosses through these 2 points, does it have the same slope as the line that crosses through these 2 points? And if they do, then they're parallel. So we're going to apply the slope formula here. So 3 y2 minus y1, 3 minus negative 2, is equal to 1 minus 4, which gives us 5 over negative 3. So our slope of negative 5/3, let's see what this one is. We have 2 minus negative 8 over negative 2 minus 4. So 2 plus 8 gives us 10 over negative 6, which reduces to negative 5/3. So in this case, the line that crosses through these 2 points and the line that crosses through these 2 points are going to be parallel because they have the same exact slope. Now that doesn't work true for a perpendicular. Now for perpendicular, they need to be what I like to call the negative reciprocal. So if I know if one slope is 2/3, for it to be perpendicular, the other slope has to be negative 3/2. So it has to be the opposite symbol and flipped. So let's do an example. So we're going to look at one line that crosses through 4/2 and 1/4, and the other line crosses through negative 1/6 and negative 3/3. Okay? So again, we do slope 2 minus 4 over 4 minus 1, which gives us negative 2 over 3. So negative 2/3. So if we work out this slope and it ends up being positive 3/2, then we know it's perpendicular. So we have 6 minus 3 over negative 1 minus a negative 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. Negative 1 plus 3 is 2. So since these are negative reciprocals from each other, we know that the two lines are going to be parallel. So that's our last example for this lesson. I hope this helps you a lot on your homework. So good luck. Again, watch as many times as you need. And if you still have questions, talk to me at school. All right. Good luck.